Hello traders, today is September 11, 2024. I'm going to go over 13 different names today. I put timestamps on the video so you don't have to get stuck on names that you don't care. Anyways, this is not financial advice. Make sure to do your due diligence and some research before you decide to risk any of your capital on any investments. If you find any utility on this video, please subscribe to the channel and leave a like. That would be very appreciated. Anyways, let's get into it. Let's just start with Apple. And, I do believe that the market is still going to bring us some volatility. We had a debate yesterday. There were some reactions, especially in the crypto market, right during the debate. We did have data coming up today, coming out today, which was CPI. And there was some reaction in the beginning of the trading day, and then the market actually moved higher around, I would say, maybe 9:30 or 10 this morning, Pacific time. Anyways, I do believe that there is still volatility. I do think that some sectors are getting less attention from investors, and money is moving back into some names such as probably Amazon or Google or some names like that. There might be opportunity there, but for those reasons, I do believe that we might see a little bit of an uptake for names like Apple, for example. I do like Apple. I was day trading Apple yesterday. I was kind of busy yesterday, so I did a quick day trade and then I moved on with my day. But I think we definitely have opportunity here to the upside. We're right on the 35 SMA, which is great. MACD and TSI look pretty neutral for me, in my opinion. The RSI, same thing. But I do believe that if we continue on this trend, we're slowly going to move up towards this area, which is 233. We have resistance at 225 right now, which is at the point or the level that you have to keep an eye on. But I do believe that if there is not really crazy news in the near future or in the next trading sessions, I do believe that probably by the middle of next week, we're going to be over this 225 level. So keep an eye on this level right here. There is definitely some momentum if we go to the 1 minute chart that took us over the 35 SMA. So in the beginning of the day, and you're going to see this in some other charts that I'm going to show you today, we had this sell-off and then we came actually back, and there was definitely nice opportunities for day trading here, especially in this type of setups. Days like today, for somebody that tried or trades with my style of trading, could become very profitable. I was actually trading Amazon today, not Apple, but I do think that if we continue like this, there's definitely going to be volatility during the trading day, but there's going to be a slow moving move up towards higher levels. In the case of Apple, towards 225, and then we can maybe start thinking about 233. That being said, I still suggesting caution on how you trade. If things are not going your way, I would cut losses pretty quickly. Things are still a little bit all over the place. Okay, let's move on with another name that I've been talking about quite often, and that is AFRM. And we had a downtrend that went yesterday. Unfortunately, I didn't have a lot of time to trade, but yesterday I really wanted to go short again on AFRM. I went short on this area right here. I think I sold on this candle, and then yesterday I was thinking about getting short again as a day trade, but again, I was busy and I was doing other things. I didn't have a lot of time to either make a video or really go over stocks. But anyways, we went down to this support level, which I did mention on Monday's video, which is 35. Let me check if I actually mentioned that on Monday's video. Yes, I did. Which is 35, I'm sorry, 63. It actually got right on that level, and it did fill some of this gap It got very close to the 200 SMA and then it's bouncing back up, probably due to data and whatnot, with an 8% day today. This looks pretty solid in my opinion. We still have this gap right here. Now we have a little bit more liquidity here, so it's going to be a little bit more difficult for this name to continue going down, but I still believe that there is a good chance that this gap is going to fill. So I wouldn't be too sure about continue going long on this. The MACD and the TSI still look overextended, but you might actually have a little more momentum to the upside. Let's go take a look at the weekly chart and see what we're seeing. It really doesn't look that bad. So you might actually have more room to the upside right here. Let's take a look at the monthly. Let's get this thing out of the way. The monthly doesn't tell us much, but the weekly doesn't look bad at all, to be honest. I like this candle right here. On the daily, we have a little more of, I guess, caution alert, for lack of a better term. But yeah, sorry, that's my dog is sleeping right next to me. But anyways, I do believe that there is probably more opportunity here to the upside. Not a trade for me as far as the setup. But if you're continue mounting or retesting the support level, then you're probably going to go towards the 44, 45 area. I do still believe, however, that there is a good possibility that this gap is going to fill. We still have very little liquidity here, and but we'll see. I like AFRM, I guess, in general, at least for now, but I will be very careful on how I trade this name. If you got the move today, the 8%, fantastic. That was great. Anyways, next I do have, if I can find it, Amazon. So interestingly, today I did decide, I was busy today as well, early. I did decide to day trade this. I actually made some money, but it was, in my opinion, a bad trade. But let's cover this name first. I was mentioning right on this area right here that we are probably going to be stuck on this range between the 35 SMA and the 200 SMA. And whatever direction we actually break any of these indicators is probably going to give us a momentum to continue going either up or down. So if you were breaking the 35 SMA, you're probably going to go up. And if you would break the 200 SMA, you're probably going to go down. We had this support level and resistance level, I guess, as well at 175. We did mount when it was resistance, and now we went over 181. This looks great. I think there is a lot of opportunity on Amazon right now. I think we can expect maybe a continuation towards 190, and I will be very careful in that area, considering the volatility that we might have in the next few days or trading sessions. Other than that, I think that Amazon is looking great. Today it was, and you're going to see how similar this is to the Apple chart. So you have Amazon selling off in the beginning of the day. I did get a long position actually right on this area right here, because I thought it was going to reverse on that area. So I did get some. And then I did, maybe I would say, chase probably somewhere on this area when it was flat. So I was like, well, from here it's just going to start going up. But I was very stressed out. I was at this point, I didn't have a stop loss. So at this point, I felt like I was just holding the bag, and I was like, well, what if this continues going down? And anyways, I started seeing green candles, and let me zoom this in a little bit more. And right in this area right here, I was like, okay, this is going to turn my way. Anyways, so we went up this way. We went over the 35 SMA, and then the 35 SMA crossed the 200 SMA. I was pretty positive on that area, but right around here, when I was seeing this flatness on the MACD and the TSI, I decided to sell somewhere in this area right here. And I also had other things to do, and I didn't want to be holding. Later today, when I was working out, I looked at where Amazon was, and it totally went over this resistance level, and it just kept going up. anyways, the reason also why I left this trade around here was because this whole I guess time of trading for me was a little bit stressful, and at this point I was like, I'm not swinging this trade, this is only a day trade, I want out. And even though I was green, I consider this a bad trade because I should have been a little more cautious on my entry on this area, even though it looked a little bit obvious for me. But once things are flat like here, and I was telling myself, just sell for like whatever minimum gain, because I was a little bit green on this area, and then re-enter later when things look better. But I didn't listen to myself, and then I chased a little bit, and I don't know, it turned out to be a stressful trade. I got lucky, I would say, or whatever, and I got out. And then look at this fantastic move, which, you know, I was happy I was out for the reason that I was so stressed out in the beginning, because I was just telling myself that I got into a really bad trade. I was just irresponsible, I guess. So anyways, very nice move for Amazon. Is looking good on the day chart. I do believe that we can easily go to 190, yet be very careful. Again, we could retest here, that would be even better, and then you move up. But again, volatility is gonna be the name of the game for the next week or so, or maybe a little bit longer. So that's what I have for Amazon. And now let's move on to, there's been a great trades or setups. I was looking at all this whole list, and it's been a lot of really good setups. Let's take a look at CSCO, and look at this. I did buy puts. I think I mentioned this in one of my videos. When did I mention CSCO last time? I think it was on Monday or Sunday. I don't see it here. Anyways, but I did mention CSCO, and I did get some puts in this area right here. It was pretty obvious to me based upon how the MACD and the TSI look. The RSI was also already pointing down and under the signal line, and so I got in here, and then I sold, I think, on this candle right here. And then yesterday I did buy puts again, because we were right on this with a really with a nasty candle, this doji, very neutral, under this resistance level. So what I thought was like, this is going to continue going down. I did sell today, and this trade was pretty intentional, especially on my exit. I did get out right when we were going over the 35 SMA. So this was a pretty good trade in my opinion, but I do believe, if we go back to the 1 minute chart, that that there's still more room to the downside. I would just let this cool down a little bit, get closer to the 200 SMA again, and see how this behaves. Now, if the 35 SMA crosses the 200 SMA, then I will leave it alone for a while. But I do believe that CSCO is going to continue going down towards filling this gap. I would give it a little more time at this point, but I do still believe that there is opportunity to the downside on CSCO. Just give it some time. I would keep it on a short list, to be honest. Let's move on to another name that I did buy some calls right towards the end of the trading session, and that is Google. I really think there is a lot of opportunity with Google. And let's go to the 1 minute chart, because sometimes I measure my entries like that. And I was actually getting in right on this, somewhere in this area right here. And it was mostly coincidental. I just wanted to get in. So I should be green. Let me take a look. No, it's actually flat, but red is like -1%. So I was probably somewhere closer here anyways, or somewhere around there. Anyways, I do believe that there is a lot of opportunity for Google to continue going up. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Am I no to the daily chart? Where is it? I was clicking the wrong anyways, the wrong screen. So yeah, I do believe that we're gonna probably move up. My contracts are for October 11, which I'm starting to think that maybe I should have bought contracts with a longer expiration date. So I might actually do that tomorrow, maybe December or January. That's what I was saying in other videos. I do believe that, again, there is a lot of opportunity for Google to continue moving up. These contracts, since they are expiring in October, I'm probably going to sell them within a week or so. So we'll see how we move. I think that this trend, this downtrend right here for Google is definitely a great opportunity for a continuation to the upside, especially towards 157. And then we can reassess. Once you get 157, you're going to be very close to the 200 SMA, and that could be a level of resistance as well as the level 157 level. Definitely opportunity here. The weekly chart doesn't look the best, but the daily chart looks like it's starting to take shape towards an upside move. Keep a close eye anyways. Again, volatility is going to be persistent in my opinion. Then let's take a look at where is this? I want to go to, where's the H? Let's take a look at HIMS that had a pretty good day actually today, was it? Yeah, 5%. I did buy calls. These calls also expire on October 11, in 1 month from now. For HIMS, they are $15. That's my strike. But now we are over the 200 SMA. We are right on resistance right now, which is the 1530. I think if we continue here, we're definitely going to meet obviously the 235 SMA and then probably continue going here. We have a little bit of a volume shelf here, but I think if once we pass that, this little gap right here, we're definitely going to continue towards 18. There's opportunity here. I'm just going to keep a close eye on my positions, considering again that the volatility could turn things against us pretty quickly. MACD and TSI are looking good. I like when things get flat like this. There's always a reaction that could go actually to the down, either direction. But in this case, looks like it's starting to move up. I don't see a lot of volume, but yeah, I like the MACD here. The TSI is also looking good, and the RSI is not looking bad at all. Volume is pretty much the same that has been in a few weeks, with the exception of a couple of trading days. But other than that, I do believe that HIMS is going to continue moving up. Now let's move on to another name that might give us a little bit of an insight of how the money is moving. In my opinion, I do believe that we're moving, that the market is moving money from, we are here, wait, somebody's calling. Let's do JP Morgan. And we had this drop yesterday. It was down almost 8% at one point, but you closed at 5.20, minus 5.20. And today we were slightly green, almost 1%. I do believe that there is a rotation of funds going from financial and insurance and some other sectors back into maybe tech and semiconductors. You can actually see this on if you go to Bank of America, and you see also Citi and Wells Fargo and some other names. You can see the downtrend starting. Now, this candle right here has a lot to do with Jamie Dimon announcing that he's already working on his retirement, and the window for that retirement was 5 years, and now he shortened that to 2.5 years, to 2.5 years. So the market didn't like that. He's an exceptional CEO, and obviously that kind of news had a huge reaction on the sector and obviously for JP Morgan. But again, I do believe that we are seeing a rotation of money from one sector to another. Another sector that I think, and we're going to actually look into this, that is losing momentum is the transportation sector. And let's take a look at Southwest. And you can also see it here. I did try to buy some puts today, but unfortunately did I buy them? No. Webull, for some reason, even was glitching or something. I just couldn't see the options on my screen, so I didn't buy, and I can wait until tomorrow. We're still over the 200 SMA, so actually, if we continue going down, definitely there is opportunity. MACD and TSI are definitely telling the story that things are going down, at least on this chart. But if you also go to American Airlines and Delta and Spirit and all those, a lot of them already showing indications of cooling down from this type of moves, like this really nice move that you see here. So we might see a little bit of a cool down. I'm not saying that it's going to be another, I guess, V-shape downtrend or anything like that, or inverse V, I guess. But what I think is that there is definitely money rotating from one sector to another. Another thing that you have to keep in consideration is that in transportation, the price of oil is going down pretty rapidly, so that actually is a good catalyst for this industry. But anyways, I do believe that depending how things go tomorrow, I might actually buy some puts for Southwest. And out of all the airline tickers that I have on my list, this is the one that looks the best. Anyways, what else? Let's go and take a look at this beautiful looking chart, which is Microsoft. Let me take a note really quick. Look at this. And I mentioned the same as what I did with Amazon. We're going to range here, and then we are going to see direction going in one way or another, depending which indicator you break. In this case, we went down the 200 SMA, and then we recovered very rapidly, which was great. Went over with a lot of momentum yesterday and today. So you had 2% yesterday and another 2% today. Let's take a look at the 1 minute, and surprise, very similar to what we saw on Apple, on Amazon. You are seeing it here as well. So the market was taking the news in a very, I guess, coordinated fashion, and then it had a very nice recovery. I think that SPY had a very similar move as well. We're going to check SPY later. But you can see this kind of flag right here a little bit, and then moving back up. You're very solid over the 415 level, which was a pretty critical level in my opinion, and you're over the 35 SMA. Definitely we can probably see 431 in the upcoming days. Keep an eye on that. MACD, TSI are looking great. Well, I shouldn't say great, but are looking good. I like this kind of setup on the MACD as well. And the RSI is already on its way. So definitely opportunity here towards 431. Let's move on to, let's take a look at NQ. And if you actually pay attention to the chart, we had a very nice rebound on the 200 SMA, just like what we did in the beginning of August. Now we're over here. 3 days later, we're going towards this level, which is 19.4. We're over the 35 SMA. We'll see what happens tomorrow, maybe tonight and then tomorrow. And I think we're going to hit this level. It would be great if we mount it. If we start mounting, then you can actually start thinking a little bit more bullish. The fact that September is historically a red month doesn't mean necessarily that it's going to be a red month. month. But again, the way I see trading, I'm very paranoid and I'm always very, very cautious. Anyways, that's what I have for now on NQ. You have to mount this level at 19.4. Now let's move on to this name that might bring us some opportunity, and that is OKTA. So had really bad earnings, I guess. I didn't even check the report. But now you have this huge gap. Another negative thing is on the 35 SMA and has crashed or is crashing the 200 SMA. That's not very good. However, the MACD and the TSI are starting to curl towards their signal lines. This is, I feel like this is a little bit early to take any positions. You want to break this resistance level at 70, at 74, and then we can start talking about a long position. I do believe that OKTA is going to recover. At least it's going to recover some of this move. I'm not saying that it's going to fill this gap anytime soon, but I do believe that there is definitely opportunity to the upside if you mount 74. Again, MACD and TSI are starting to move in one direction, but sometimes this actually kind of like forms like an S kind of shape and then continues to go down. So I would wait. RSI still oversold, but it's pointing up. It had a pretty decent day today, 3.3% to the upside. So let's wait on OKTA. This is one of these things, or this I guess setups that could get interesting if we get a little bit more of momentum. Now let's take a look at, as I mentioned earlier, let's take a look at SPY. Where are you, SPY? Right here. So look at this. I did put this level, well, a while ago. We had this level at 540 on Friday of last week. We hit 540. We stay there, and then throughout this week, Monday, Tuesday, went over the 35 SMA, and today, let's take a look at the 1 minute. Sell off in the beginning of the day, just like Apple and Amazon and Microsoft. Sell off in the beginning of the day. You got right on this support level. Gee, I wish I was looking at this name. And then you just went up. And if you actually go to Apple, you have the same. I just noticed that. Let's take a look at Apple really quick. Look at this. You had the same move right here. It is not unusual. I'm very familiar with, again, trading Apple. I don't trade SPY very often, but maybe I should, because there's a lot of similarities on how they behave. So they went, this went right to the support, and then it started moving. That 35 SMA crashed at 200 SMA on that 1 minute chart, and then it was just all the way up. Amazon did something very similar as well on this, between these two indicators. So this is one of those things that Amazon has a very similar candle as well, that you see the damage that the wick does, but then you see the whole story that the body of the candle is telling you. And then I do believe that we can again continue to move towards 565. MACD and TSI are not looking bad at all. They're kind of neutral, but also pointing a little bit up, and the RSI is meeting the signal line. So I do believe that this recovery here was pretty solid. There's definitely opportunity here to the upside. Volume shelf right here is not that bad. So I wouldn't be surprised, and we have some a little bit more of a move up if we have data coming up tomorrow. I think we have PPI coming up tomorrow, but we'll see. I think that the volatility again is going to be around, but it's not going to be as terrible as most people thought. Just be careful. Anyways, and let's finish this with Tesla. If I could click on this, yeah. So Tesla, let me take a quick note on this. What I said a while ago, we were somewhere on this area, I don't know, is, and we're gonna range between 234 and possibly 186. Another range that I had was 234 and 163, but then I, as I was seeing the behavior of the stock, I was like, probably we're gonna range between these two areas. Now we're moving towards 234, which is fantastic. We just have to wait on this name. MACD and TSI are looking, I guess, decent. And I think if we get to 134 with a little bit of momentum, so if we have another solid day, I think we might actually start covering this gap. Let's go to the 1 minute. I haven't checked on Tesla today at all. And well, it's kind of similar, but Tesla trades a little bit different. It's more volatile and it's more violent. But look at this, it's pretty similar. You also have this drop right here, kind of synchronized, and then the 35 SMA crossing the 200 SMA and then continue going up. So it was a nice recover very nicely throughout the day. So that's what we have for today, guys. I do believe that we just have to be cautious and we have to keep a very close eye on our positions. And other than that, there is definitely opportunity. I think Nvidia was up almost 8% today, so it wasn't a bad day. I do think that is volatility is going to still around, but we might get some good news this month from the Fed and from data tomorrow. We'll see, and that is gonna dictate how we're gonna do between now and election time. So that being said, finishing the video right now, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you. Bye bye.